Welcome to Limitless, the podcast designed to help you break through limits and obstacles so you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Now, here's your host, Alex Tice.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Limitless Podcast. So glad you are here. Today is another great episode where we have a very special Limitless guest. Her name is Sonya Gomez. She lives right here in San Diego, my hometown. I actually discovered her on Instagram. The power of social media. One of my favorite things about social media is it connects you to people and can lead to in-person connections, business connections, especially people in your own town that you might not have ever met otherwise. And that's how I met Sonya. She's got some amazing content on Instagram and social media. We're going to get into that a little bit. She has a master's degree in counseling from San Diego State University. She has spent time in Spain, overseas, working with people to develop and implement protocols to assist individuals diagnosed with mental illness regain a meaningful quality of life. She's done work with the United States Department of Veterans Affairs, which you know is very near and dear to me. And in 2015, she started an adventurous journey through spiritual enlightenment and self-discovery. She's gone through some transformation. All of this has led her to become a certified life coach. She's made several media appearances. Like I said, she's got a master's degree in rehabilitation coaching, a bachelor's degree in sociology, certified life coach, and certified rehabilitation counselor. Sonya, welcome to the Limitless Podcast. How are you today?
Hi, Alex. I'm doing well, and thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Doing well.
And what did I leave out of that introduction that any one of our audience members should know?
You know, you had it pretty spot on. I was a celebrity host for a while here in San Diego. There's an ESPN Biz Talk radio show, and they actually found me through LinkedIn, and I linked up with them for a while and was doing some sessions about mental wellness and adolescent behavior. So the power of social media, like you said, it's a beautiful thing, but you're pretty spot on everything you said.
Yes, social media is a beautiful thing. So I mentioned transformation in the intro there. I believe when we go through something in our lives, we get that experience, which leads to expertise. And one of the greatest things we can do with that is help other people who may be going through the same thing. It sounds like that's what you enjoy doing. But first, in order to do that, you went through your own transformation. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. And there are so many transformations I've been through. I talk on my website about my spiritual transformation a bit, but ultimately it's realizing your worth. It's realizing that so much of what we're taught growing up is mere illusion. We're taught to have these embedded beliefs. However, as you get older, you recognize you don't have to believe the same thing parents in your childhood taught you. You could formulate your own belief system and follow your own truth. So I would say my biggest transformation was recognizing my self-worth and recognizing that I am worthy and deserve everything I want out of life. And I am worthy of greatness. And we're not taught to be worthy of greatness or to believe we are worthy of greatness most of the time. We're taught we have to work hard or just constantly work and always be striving for something instead of being grateful for what we have now. And that's probably the greatest transformation I went through.
Understanding that you deserve greatness. I really like that. So many people limit themselves, limit their thinking, limit their worth, limit the abundance that they think they deserve. What were one or two of the benefits or results in your life as that came from this transformation?
The number one benefit that came out of this was my health. Just overall great holistic health, mind, body, and spirit. I lived most of my life being very stagnant, eating food that's not good for my body, or having these limiting beliefs and thoughts. And I was an angry child, an angry adolescent growing up, and just recognizing that we can just let go and just not have these feelings that hinder whatever we try to accomplish. Anger is a feeling that hinders our growth. Fears are feelings that hinder our growth. But to be able to let it all go, and to be able to recognize that I am worthy of health. My body deserves to be healthy. My mind deserves to be healthy, and my spirit. And on a holistic level, that's ultimately what my transformation came down to. And it benefited not only me, but everybody in my life. Because once I decided to become healthy, and once I made the decision that nothing was going to stop me from achieving my best self, other people recognized it, and the love spread. They started to wanting to know what I did, and they started implementing whatever I did into their lives. And it was just a beautiful cycle. And that's where what I gained out of my transformation that nobody can take away from me but me. That makes sense.
It totally makes sense. I was talking to somebody this morning about fitness, health, and specifically weight loss. And she said to me this morning, Alex, weight loss never starts as something physical. It always starts with the mental side of it. And I think she was so right. This time of year, a lot of people start to get focused on her in the next few weeks. You say people need to make an inner transformation before they can make an outer transformation. Can you explain that?
So our external lives, the mere projection of our internal lives. So if you find yourself in constant chaos or constant drama, constant lack in your life, it's because you are feeling that within. If you're feeling there's a lack of money, a lack of love in your outside life, it's because you are feeling that within. You have to change your inner world before your outer world can even see change. And weight loss is a great example. You can easily go and get the gastric bypass surgery, but if you're not changing what's going on within, you're going to gain your weight back. You have to figure out your why behind your why. And eating, just like any other addiction, whether alcohol, drugs, or codependency with someone else, it's all mental. There's all a why behind a why. So where does it stem from? What is causing me to want to do drugs or binge drink or binge eat? Why do I feel I need that to feel? Oftentimes we use substances as a supplement instead of digging deep within. So it's figuring out your why behind your why, recognizing it, changing it, feeling it, and you have to live it and recognize your worth. And then your outside world can change. So the past few years, as I said earlier, I made a whole health transformation. And overall, I lost about 25 pounds, but I struggled with weight my entire life. But once I made the decision to know that I am worthy of health, I recognized that the food I was putting in my body was a disrespect to my body. My body deserves to be fed nutritious vegetables and fruits and healthy foods. And once you make that decision of worth, your whole life begins to change. Suddenly you recognize my body deserves to be worked out, to have exercise, and your body eventually starts craving it once you get into that habit. So you need to recognize your worth first before you can make any other changes. But you have to know and you have to love yourself as is before you can love yourself with any change that may come. Because the grass is always greener on the other side, but once you recognize it's green right here and right now, then you're never going to be happy when you get to the other side.
I think that's why so many people struggle with starting and stopping, whether it's starting and stopping a diet plan, a fitness plan, starting and stopping a business idea or a project. I've coached people who've started podcasts and they get 8 episodes in and stop, is they don't do the mental work before they do the outside work. And I'm a big believer in rewiring your subconscious mind, rewiring your beliefs, rewiring the limiting beliefs. And I know that's a big part of your game too, the big part of what you do with people, what you enjoy doing with people. What's a basic technique that you like to use to help people win this inner game so they can do more great things in their life and make it stick and, create this new mentality that leads to a lasting reality in their life?
I'll share with you 2 of them, Alex. So you did talk about, people starting podcasts and doing 8 episodes and stopping. The same thing with the gym. Come New Year's, you're going to find a bunch of people at the gym, and only 8% of people actually reach their New Year's resolutions. And most people fail before 2 weeks has come to an end. It's within the first 2 weeks of January. So a lot of times it's the lack of consistency and discipline. It's consistency. Even if you're not going to see results right away, you have to keep going and you have to discipline yourself. That comes with your self-worth. You know you're worthy of discipline. You know you're worthy of the results you want. So it's identifying limiting beliefs within the subconscious mind. What are my limiting beliefs? Why did I only do 8 episodes in my podcast and then quit? It probably comes down to fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, and fear of criticism. And we all have those fears. The trick is to recognize that fear is just an illusion. It's to recognize that if you are rejected, if you are criticized, and if you do fail, it's okay because you get right back up and you do it again. So recognizing your limiting beliefs, where they stem from, and changing it. And with my clients, I like to use what I call the 3 C's. You catch it, you check it, and you change it. So it's when you find yourself starting to have those limiting beliefs, when you find yourself in fear, you catch it. And then you check it. Where is this fear coming from? How logical is it? Is it because of my past experiences? Is it because my dad told me I was unworthy as a child? Is it because I don't believe in myself? So you check it, identify where the fear is coming from, and then you change it. That's the beautiful part. We have the ability to change our thought process. So you change your limiting beliefs from I cannot do this to yes, I can. And I will. And there's nothing and nobody that's going to stop me because I know in my heart of hearts I deserve it. And that's the beautiful part of it. So that's cognitive behavioral therapy in a nutshell. Catch it, check it, and change it. And it's a tool you can use wherever you are, wherever you go, and within your head. So nobody has to know you're using those tools on yourself. And it's beautiful. It's life-changing.
I'm a big supporter of practical application. When people listen to any episode of Limitless, I want them to have something to apply right away. And everybody, Sonya just gave us something awesome there. 3 C's. If you are purposeful and committed, intentional about wanting to change your limiting beliefs, there's something you can use today. These 3 C's: catch it, check it, change it. Most of us will spend hours and hours working on a vacation, planning it, weeks planning a wedding, but we won't take a few minutes to institute a tool, implement a tool like these 3 C's. Catch it, check it, change it. I really like that. Anybody can do that. You can do that anywhere with any of your limiting beliefs. So as a coach, you work with people to create transformation. In fact, I saw some pictures on Instagram today of you leading what looked like a workshop or an event. Can you share one of your favorite success stories that you've had as a coach over the last couple of years?
Yeah, there are so many. It's really hard to choose just one. So my overall focus is self-awareness, because you have to be aware of yourself before you can make any changes. It goes back to limiting beliefs. It goes back to childhood. It goes back to where you currently are. And I tend to attract a lot of women who are going through transition in their lives, whether it be divorce, job loss, empty nest syndrome when their kids grow up and suddenly they don't know who they are outside of the labels they have placed on them. So who am I without my husband? Who am I without this job? Who am I without my kids? A lot of it is helping people identify who they are as an individual and regain their power. So one client that comes to mind is a woman who, when she came to me, she was in a very emotionally abusive relationship. And oftentimes when they come to you, they know they want to make a change. And it might not be consciously aware, but they know. So they contact because they want help. And they just need somebody to nudge a little bit. And she was in an emotionally abusive marriage. And we went through all her limiting beliefs. It turns out she ended up with a man who reminded her of her dad. And it's a primal need we have. We go back to childhood for comfort. It's very common. It's called transference in psychology world. But after she recognized that, she was able to see why she stayed in the relationship for so long. So I worked with her for maybe 6 months. And during that time, she was not only able to, she decided to leave her husband, moved back to her hometown here in San Diego, and now she has a dream job. She's loving life. Now she's implementing health into her routine. And it's just beautiful. She told me she's the happiest she's ever been in her entire life. But it's very scary. At first, she was scared. Nobody just wants to leave their entire life and all they know and jump into the unknown. Jumping into the abyss is extremely scary. We want to know what's going to happen to us. But the fact is, no matter how much we plan, and life never comes according to plan. So you might as well embrace the unknown, which is exactly what my client did. And it turned out to be the most beautiful and amazing experience for her. And I was there to guide her along the way, but ultimately it was her. She was the one who made the decisions. She was the one who took the action. And that's just one story out of many. It's why I do what I do. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to help people into their full potential because they deserve it.
You seem like the type of person who really lights up when you help somebody do something amazing in their life, big or small. And whether you played a small part of that or a big part of that, you strike me as someone who can stand in the background and just have a big smile on their face, knowing that you contributed to this person making, a big change in their life or a big accomplishment in their life or a big success or something they couldn't do or get past limits. Am I onto something there? Am I right?
You're absolutely right. So when you sign up for coaching packages with me, individual coaching packages, I allow you to text me, throughout the week. And a lot of times my clients would just text me, hey, I had an interview today, or hey, my boss complimented me and it felt amazing and I feel like a soccer mom in the background. Like, yes, we have to celebrate small accomplishments because big accomplishments are as scary as small accomplishments. And I love cheering people on because so many of us do not have that. So many of us are so self-critical on ourselves that to have somebody who actually believes in them is life-changing. And I love being that person. I'll be your cheerleader all day long, every day for the rest of your life, for the rest of my life. And it's great. It's an amazing feeling.
Good for you. There's another lesson in that story, the success story you told us, and that is no matter what you're going through, whether you're going through a challenge like a job loss or a bad relationship, we often feel alone. And even people who are really high performers, we feel like asking for help is a weakness, or we just feel so alone, like there's nowhere for us to turn. I want to encourage you. One of the reasons why I have Sonya on here is there are people like her out there who love to help people win. And no matter what you're going through, we can all use help from time to time, and asking for help is a strength. There are great people out there just waiting to help you, like Sonya, who has an upcoming book. Can you tell us about it? What are the 2 or 3 big things, takeaways that we will get from this upcoming book?
Yeah, so the title of the book is The Life Coach's Playbook, The Secret to Creating a Winning Life for You and Your Clients. So it is made for aspiring life coaches, people who want to be a life coach or currently in the beginning phases of their life coaching practice. I'm going to have a series of books in this Life Coach's Playbook. So volume 1 is coming out in January 2019, and I'm super excited about it. It's going to help new life coaches step by step of what they need to do to have a winning business. This is stuff I wish I had when I first started out. All this unknown that took me years to develop skill and knowledge. And I'm putting it all out there and easy to understand instructions. And I'm also including activities for life coaches so they can use with their clients. So keep in mind, I went through years of education. I went overseas. I'm certified life coach, and I've learned a lot. I have a knowledge of wealth within my brain, and I am condensing it all to help future life coaches and help life coaches achieve what I've achieved. And that's what it's about. It's going to be a short 30-page ebook that you can download off my website, and it's going to be life-changing if you're in the life coaching business. I'm really excited and looking forward to the release of that.
We're going to talk up just a second how you can get in touch with Sonya, how you can follow her on social media, watch her website, check it out so you see when this book comes out. And I'll go out on a limb and say, even if you're not a life coach or an aspiring life coach, but you have influence over people. Maybe you're a parent, maybe you're a boss, maybe you're a business owner. It's worth checking out a 30-page free ebook from a certified life coach with a master's degree in counseling. I promise you, you're going to learn something from that. If you just follow Sonya on social media, you're going to learn something from her every single day. Sonya, I need to ask you the question that is my favorite question, because it's the same question I ask every guest, every interview that I do, but the answer is always different, always unique. What does the word limitless mean to you?
Limitless. Well, I'm a strong believer that the only limits we have in our lives are the limits we place on ourselves. Limits are imaginary. Limits are mere illusion. What limitless is recognizing that the shackles you thought you had on you for preventing you from going here to the next step, it's all imaginary. There's no such thing as those shackles. It's all in your head. Limitless is knowing that we are capable of anything we want to achieve. We just have to feel we are worthy of it. And that's what limitless means to me.
Awesome. I just love that piece that you have to feel worthy. And so many times we walk around like we don't deserve it. And it's really hard to get all of the opportunities, blessings, the great things that are in store in our future that are available to us. If we don't believe that they're available to us, we don't believe we are worthy of that. Sonya, thank you so much for being here. You talked about your website, your book. I mentioned social media. How can we follow you on social media? What is your website? What is the best way? If someone's listening to this and maybe they are going through a tough time and they say, you know what, I'd love some life coaching from someone that truly understands transformation and can help me create some transformation in my life. So how do we get in touch with you? How do we check you out on the website? How do we check you out on social media?
You can go to my website. My website is SonyaGomezCoaching.com, and that's Sonya with a Y, Sonya. And there you can go and schedule yourself a free 30-minute session to see if you would like coaching from me. I do offer a free 30-minute session. Next thing, you can email me, SonyaGomezCoaching@gmail.com. I respond the same day. And if you would like some daily inspiration and motivation, follow me on Instagram, and that's Sonya Gomez _. So SonyaGomez _. And you could also get a hold of me there. Send me a message, send me a DM. And if you have a transformational story, I will feature you if you would like me to on my Instagram page.
So 3 ways to get a hold of Sonya. Her website, SonyaGomezCoaching.com. That's SonyaGomez, SonyaGomezCoaching.com. SonyaGomezCoaching@gmail.com is her email address. And then her Instagram, highly suggest you follow that. It's SonyaGomez _. And hey, Sonya lives here in San Diego, so she's got to be awesome and amazing. So if you're looking for somebody to work with, check out her stuff today. Sonya, again, thank you so much for being a part of the Limitless Podcast. I'm going to give you the final word here before we sign off.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Alex. Whoever's listening, I just want you to know that you are worthy and you do deserve to have everything you want out of life. And the first step will be to go out there and reach out, because vulnerability is a strength, and you're going to have to admit that you need help before it could go any further. But you are worthy of everything you want out of life. And if you take away nothing else, take away that.
I could not agree more. Vulnerability is a strength. You can see why she was a guest here on the Limitless Podcast. And I want to echo that. You are absolutely worthy of everything you want in life. You know why? Because you are limitless. Thank you so much, Sonya. We'll catch you guys next time on the Limitless Podcast.